All right, how we doing? Good day today. We had a guest speaker today, and Marcus Allen came, spoke to the guys about being a Trojan. It was excellent. We have tremendous respect for Marcus Allen and all the former players that played here, former greats, and it's amazing to see the love for the university and what they have inside them for the Trojans. I thought he did a great job for our team today.
What did he say?
Just talked to him about being a Trojan, about the practice field, and how he became a player here. He attributed all to USC, and just a great experience he had here. And called a lot of players out by name, talked to them, and knew them, just like he was with them every second. It was awesome. It was a great talk.
How did that come about? Did you invite him out here? Or?
Well, I talked to him several times. Like I talked to other players, but I like to bring all the players back. You know, coming around, have them around as much as we possibly can. I think it's really important. We have a great tradition here, and we need to lean on these guys, and these guys teach the other guys how they did it. And a lot of times they'll listen to them a lot more than they listen to us on some occasions.
Do you feel that was lost a little bit?
What?
Do you feel that was lost with the connection between?
I don't know that, but I know that it's valuable here, and I like to bring it back. I don't know if that was lost or not, regarding any circumstance, but I like it. I really do. Was that then?
Did he talk about how he became a player? What
he talked about he broke his nose and practiced. The coach told him to go back in the huddle, became a player, about how hard he worked, and talked about never wanting to get out the huddle, the competition on the field, and going against the great players. And this place made him the player he was.
Do you plan to have anybody make a speech before the game Thursday night, or will you? Or
What's that?
Do you have any kind of speech planned, or?
It's kind of we've been preparing for this all week. I don't think it's about Thursday. I think it's about preparing all week. We've done a lot of things all week. I think but come Thursday night we get to Coliseum, they're gonna be ready to go. But I'm sure I'll have a couple of words to tell them.
Do you usually do speeches? Would you? Is that something
I'm
you've done in the past?
For 1 minute before the ball game, I don't know if they're listening to you or not. But they're going to listen to you before every day on this field right here. We've planted to see it all week, and by the time we get to the Coliseum, most of the talk has been done.
Have you thought of anything to do between the third and fourth quarter? The team hasn't really done much recently.
Yeah, make more plays, make more tackles. No, nothing. There will be nothing extravagant done or nothing like that. We're just going to play good, sound, fundamental Trojan football for 4 quarters. That's what we plan on doing.
Have you got a game plan how the game is going to go on the sidelines with you, what you're going to do exactly and all that?
We'll talk to as a staff. I think we're going to have to work it out as we go. But we have talked about it a bunch as a staff. We've practiced it. We're going to practice it Thursday morning as a staff. And I'm sure there'll be a couple of adjustments made throughout the game after the first game, as you usually do, but we have a plan. And I really think it's going to help having Clay Helton on the sideline, managing the offense, and me helping him out right there, talking about the offense. But I'm really going to be there to encourage, to show the enthusiasm, and keep things going along.
You're making your debut as the official interim head coach. Are you nervous? Any excited?
Yeah, I guess come Thursday, I'll be a little fired up. I don't know about nervous. I'll be fired up.
What have you learned about game management and time management since the last time you had to do that?
Make good, sound decisions, not emotional decisions. The last time that I was a head coach, I made a couple of emotional decisions. It really cost me. I went down on 4th and 2, and I shouldn't have. And if I wasn't very emotional, I probably would have made a better decision. I learned from that.
But if you had made converted a couple of those, would you, have still gone with it?
It all depends on the school you had, where you had. Sometimes you have to go for it. You at USC, I think you're a better football team than most people. You should be. You should be playing good, sound, fundamental football. That's like where we'd like to get to, not necessarily where we at. But we don't want to trick people. We want to line up and be physical and play good football.
Story came out today about Pete Jenkins joining the staff. Has this been him out here hiding in plain sight?
Yeah, well, Pete is a good friend of mine. He's an excellent defensive line coach. When we went to the 3-4 defense, he was good friends with Clancy. Obviously, Pete was a legend at LSU. I grew up learning defensive line technique under Pete Jenkins as a young age. Then I went to the 4-3 attack under Rod Marinelli, so I kind of switched gears. a little bit. Then we went back to the 3-4, and there's nothing better coaching than Pete. Pete has come several times as a consultant. He was planning to come here as a consultant before all this happened. And then after about a week of being the head coach, the D-line coach, and the recruiting coordinator, and the guy in charge of discipline and this and that, I felt that I could use a hand. And, you know, obviously we looked for a guy on offense first, and that didn't work out. And then we thought about hiring Pete as the assistant defensive line coach, and to help me out. If I want to go see the offense, do a couple of drills or something like that, I'm a very, very qualified guy there. It hasn't gone through yet. It's not official. But we expect to become official soon. And I don't know exactly when, but it's got to go through the proper paperwork. But that's what we plan on doing.
How's the team feeling going into this week despite all the changes that have recently happened?
I think they're in a really good place. Just walk into the meeting room to feel the energy. They're smiling. They're loving practice. They're practicing very hard. Now, again, we have to go out there and perform. All that is good. But let's see what we do tomorrow night. Obviously, there's probably going to be some ups and downs that we have to go through, but I want them to fight and compete and play with energy and have fun playing the game. That I do feel like we're going to do well.
One of the things Lane talked about in the past couple of years was whether he was focusing too much on the offense during a game instead of being the coach. Is that something you're going to be fighting or thinking about?
Not really, Scott. I plan on coaching the whole team. I'm going to be on the sideline. I will not go with the defensive line. Ross Cummins will go on the defensive line. Him and Clancy will make the proper adjustments. Obviously, I can speak with them on the headsets, but I'm going to do what I do best. Coach toughness, style, and energy throughout the whole game with the whole team. I'll be with the whole team as much as I can, and we'll give it everything we got.
Darius Rogers was out moving around a bit yesterday. Today, a little less involved. Do you have any update on him?
Questionable. Don't know. Really don't know. Yeah, some of these guys are going to be game-type decisions, and some of them are looking good, some of them not looking so good.
Marquise?
Very questionable. Very questionable. I doubt if he's going to be in the game. We don't know yet. Still 2 days, but it doesn't look like he's going to play. I don't know yet.
Any better idea on how those tailbacks are going to be rotating in there?
You know, Silas looked pretty good. We discussed it this morning. We're going to play those guys, you know, Trey and Silas, and you know, Justin's ready. You know, Justin has practiced pretty good today. We're going there and get a report. I also like Ty. I think Ty Isaac is a hell of a player, tough player. Buck has done some good job. We have not discussed a rotation yet, but I'm sure all those guys will get some good snaps.
How about Morgan Breslin?
It doesn't look good for Morgan. I do not think he's going to play. I don't think so.
As far as the tailbacks, you know, Lane kind of liked to stick with maybe one or two. You know, you coach on Pete rotate a lot of them.
Yeah.
Games are going to dictate that situation on who you use when, but is there an ideal number or sweet spot of how many you use to get reps?
I mean, all those that are, you know, when a guy's hot, you hate to take him out. The guy, Trey Mann's running the ball, you got to give him a rest. But you have an ample group of tailbacks that do a good job. We do need to get those guys some touches. I can't put a number on it, but I like to see most of them play. I really would.
Who's going to start at tail?